What's up, roosters? What's up, roosters? What you doing, buddy? What are you doing? What do you do? I do what a rooster do, of course, right? You know, if people weren't so quick to turn these guys into chicken nuggets or destroy them as soon as they're born, you might even learn a little something. They're pretty cool birds. Yeah, so you're just strutting the stuff and showing you how well it can balance, right? I can listen, I can pay attention, and you try to grab my tail feathers and I'm out of there. I had some good talks today at Unity. There's some really good folks that I enjoy hanging out with. And it's a polarity to what I normally experience. You know, a lot of times I'm only influenced by these birds or coyote or a porcupine came and visited me one day and we hung out for a while. I watched the hawks soar overhead. Sometimes they're battling with the ravens. Better than a football game, watching it on television programming. Right? You agree, huh? You agree, buddy? What do you guys think? What's going on here, huh? I don't know. We like it. Keep planting stuff. We keep ripping it out. Ripping it out of the ground. But that's all right. I'll just keep putting it back in. Maybe cover it up if I don't want you guys ripping it out of the ground. And that's where donations of fencing and stuff happens. So you bend the fencing in a certain way, and you know you can protect what you grow. You know they can walk over the top of it and they can have the abundance, but you know let the let the plant have a chance. And if we want to protect the things, or if we want to hold things in our life, we should protect them, right? What do you protect in your life? I there's 4 foundations that I protect in my life, and I try to do that in every now moment that I can be aware of it. So whenever something's happening in my life that might cause a trigger, I turn it into a glimmer. And if there's something I don't like, I have to ask, why don't I like it? What's going on here? Is somebody disrespecting me? Is somebody just not thinking about me, like about how I would feel about the situation, and that's why they do things that upset you? Or can I look at it from all perspectives that are available to me, recognizing um, every direction it can be seen from, right? And if I can find the gratitude, the thing I can be grateful for in what happened for me, because we got to remember, life isn't happening or it isn't happening to me, it's happening for me. And if I can recognize how everything is happening for me, it really feels like a heavenly experience. I mean, I enjoy waking up every day because there's been days that I wondered if I would. When you're wondering if a terrorist is going to attack your barracks tonight and your base because you're on their property, they're on their country, invading them and wondering why they're fighting back, right? but everybody was thanking me for my service. Honestly, the government's service to the people more resembles what the bull does to the cow for the farmer, right? Anyway, turning our triggers into glimmers, right? Okay, so if like right there, my eyes started to leak a little bit because I've been in those positions where you don't know if you're the next one attacked. And let me tell you, that's a scary place to be. And a lot of people are coming back, if they make it back, from being on the soil of somebody somewhere else. And we're not doing the right things. We're working for those who are benefiting off of war. And there's some evil people on this planet. And when I signed up for the military, I thought I was going to be fighting them. But the fraud, waste, and abuse, I thought I joined a drinking club. If you're not drunk at least a couple times a week, what, you some sort of pussy? Yeah, fucking, what, you drink milk and lemonade and shit? You fucking dumb, man. So let's go watch football. Let's watch football. All right. And then let's go blow some shit up. And make extra money for doing it. All right. So there's sometimes regrets associated with our service to our psychotic Uncle Sam. And these regrets have people I've considered brothers and sisters killing themselves. A lot. Often. They do it with pistols, they do it with pills, they do it with a rope, or they drink themselves to death every night. And eventually their liver's what kills them, so they don't have to actually pull the trigger themselves. They're suffering. And a lot of people are suffering because we're doing things that aren't right. We're pushing our will on others. We have to learn how to breathe so we don't tremble. You have to learn what you can control. I can only control me, and I can only control me right now. So if I'm doing that in a way that I can try to hold health, happiness, peace, and abundance, if you can hold yourself in that way, you start to build that feeling every day when you wake up. And I wasn't always there. I felt like I was waking up to hell every day. A place I desired to escape from, right? But now, my tears are that of gratitude. And because I'm not afraid to show it, here, that's what they are. They're real. In our world right now, we're really doing some horrible, horrible shit to each other. I've learned another way. You can call me a mad monk. I've experienced the apocalypse, and now I'm experiencing my ashram. I do it here at Hawkshaven in Central Washington, and I'm the freest man that I know now. I've tattooed it across my knuckles, Let's see if I can do this without shutting you off here. But now I'm able to hold great gratitude for life instead of dread, and I've helped a lot of people already recognize their power of that right now moment. And I think if you give me a chance, I can help you too understand things in a way that you just haven't heard them before. Right? What if health, happiness, peace, and abundance was available within you right now? Right? What if? What if by shifting perspective and shifting our awareness to the things that we can control and when we can control them, we recognize that right now, I want to be a better person than I was yesterday. Am I blinding you? let me see here. Um, I think maybe that's better. Okay. What if right now that is what is possible, right? And what if right now there, the last number I heard, there's roughly 8 billion of us right here, right now, on this planet who are living and breathing human beings. What if right now we say, "E"? Got an idea? What if we add an E to the end of human and we all start being humane beings? As often as you can. Basically, uh, don't hit, don't steal. That's the like foundation of our rules. But the first law is free will. And free will is something that exists within you. It's your power to control you and your life and how you want to see it, believe it, achieve it, dream it, be it, right? Because that is your right. You can do this. I changed myself from somebody who is following the cult, you're being shaped by idols, until a vision programming. And if we've been following idols, we're not following mentors. We're following people being paid to manipulate and lie to us, right? They have beauty, they have charisma, they have the ability of faking their way into your life by a bunch of them coming together and saying, "Hey, you're not going to be cool like all of us if you don't have these brand new shoes with this special little label on it, right? Or this brand new car that you only have to work like, I don't know, a couple thousand hours for to be able to have it, right? Or this big old apartment that you never own, or this electrical device, this technology like I'm holding in my hand that enables us to globally communicate." But mine, it only cost me $100 and like $30 a month. But I know people who've paid like over $1,000 for one. I'm like, well, if that's what makes you happy, I hope that you have it, you know. But if you're having to buy one every year to be happy, and you're still on antidepressants and anti-anxiety and anti I want to kill myself medicine, maybe that's not the that's maybe that's not where we find the happiness, right? Because that's not where I found happiness. I bought a jet boat and I had a jet ski and and then I had a motorcycle. But then other people had 4 tires on the ground on a motorcycle, so I bought a quad, and I smiled for a little bit. But then the smile went away because I was still stuck with who I am. Right? There was some entertainment that took away my attention to me and how miserable I was in my life. I had some relationships. I I had people that didn't care about me because I didn't care about me. Right? I thought that I was supporting some pretty evil shit for a while. But then I realized I had to experience it to have an appreciation for the intensity that we should be desiring change and what's possible in our life. Right? because that's what's real. Right now I could be sitting here naked, but then people would probably be you'd be thinking I'm a dumbass because I'm sitting here naked talking out in the garden, right? Um, but I don't need clothes to make me happy. I've had this shirt for like 20 years. I mean, it's kind of cool one, but the mouse kind of ate up this back corner. Luckily, it's just, people don't see that though. This is like my camouflage though. It's good camouflage to fit in and well, I guess somewhat fit in normal. Try to be normal, but normal isn't healthy. Normal hasn't been healthy for some time, right? So I don't know if I'm covering up the speaker. I, I usually mess up something, so you gotta bear with me. And I'm not perfect, definitely not perfect, but I try. Oh, that's where I was trying to go with this. Is like there's 8 billion of us out here. So what if right now we said, I'm no longer just a human being. I'm a humane being, and I'm not going to support war, and I'm not going to support inefficiency, and I'm not going to support things that I'm not being that a public servant isn't being held accountable to me. I should be able to tune in and watch what they're doing. Hey, quit! What do you do? You've been on break for 2 hours, dude. Are you kidding me? And that's what they're doing all the time. These public servants. I watched people from the school district. They would come in and they'd be sitting at the counter eating the free donuts and drinking the free coffee and bullshitting with the guy at the counter. They're buying a $2 part over at the supply house, but um, but two guys or three guys had to hop in a truck to be able to go do it. It's because they're way overstaffing these public entities, public servants, to perform the functions. And I mean, really, a lot of times, as a plumbing contractor, I would go into these buildings that had people that were being paid to do the work because they didn't know how to do the work to the level that I knew how to do the work. So why wouldn't you just hire me in the first place and have me come when you need me instead of hiring some dude that has to go busy himself, at the break areas around town, right? Because I'm sure they weren't just stopping in one place. Every place these three guys would go, they would probably hang out for a little while. Oh, they got lunch over here, breakfast over here. Yeah, we show up in the mornings to get in the truck, but then we show up at the evenings to go home. But we just fuck off all day. And I saw that happening in the military. At every base I was at, the civilian population on that base, they knew how to waste time and they were efficient at it. I mean, they got fat, they got pensions on your dime. That's the thing. I couldn't spend your dime no more. I didn't want to be thinking that my grandma's money was being wasted while she's struggling, right? I mean, she can't afford to get the stuff that she wants in her life and go on little vacations and stuff, but yet these war profiteers are buying extra vacation homes and private jets and children, right? You wonder where our kids are going? It's these pedophiles. It's these people who are willing to harm an innocent child for their sexual fucking for their sexual pleasures. That is bullshit. Not everybody that there's an age difference is a predator. It's depending on, are you are you with that person because of love or lust, right? I think there should always be an age of consent that's there, and it's but is it out of love or lust? Are you lifting somebody else or are you lifting yourself, right? Are you trying to build a relationship with people or are you manipulating them? Because these predators, they're parasites. They don't create anything themselves. We're the people. We, the people, create things. While predators, they they uh, they suck off of that. They're like a vampire, like a energy vampire. Well, I'm done supporting that, but I need you guys to be too, because when one guy does it, then like the Jesus stuff happens, right? And I've been walking around this planet a couple times, and Jesus didn't have the supporters that he should have had. They were cowards and hypocrites, watching in awe. With the blood from his veins, he paid for us all. They said he took away the sin, or did he die of our sins? Right? We should be disciples, not just followers. We should realize that Jesus was showing us that he's us. He's us in a divine order. He's us when like he's showing us what our true essence is when we remove the toxins, when we fast, when we go to the desert. Here in the desert, it'll teach you a lot of stuff. That's why he went to the desert. It's natural, but it's also a place that you desire growth. And so I'm turning the apocalyptic ashram Hawkshaven from a desert wasteland into an oasis. This has side effects, though. It does. Side effects. It reduces fire, flood, erosion, drought, famine, and homelessness, because we can integrate shelters into the earth just like all the animals do, and they maintain a comfortable range of temperature for you easily. There's technology available right now that we have available to us that isn't normal, but it really, really makes sense. And when we have, like right now, if I was sitting out in the desert, which I am, but I'm in an oasis in the desert. If I wasn't in this oasis, I'd be really hot right now. I wouldn't have the shade of these trees. And the ground appreciates it, and all the chickens appreciate it, because if they wanted to hang out in the desert, they wouldn't be here in the garden areas, right? I mean, that's the garden, and that's where stuff grows. And that's where when we put seeds into the ground, that's what grows. And I've put seeds in the ground around here of stuff I like to eat, like this one right here. That was just a seed that I was like, oh, it's a delicious apricot. And so I threw the seed off the edge of the porch, and it became a tree that produces a lot of apricots. And then all of those apricots become seeds that turn into trees that produce a lot of apricots, right? Because that makes sense. And instead of me paying for somebody else to haul away all of my trash, right? I look at it as a resource. And so I implement into my landscapes in the best way I know how. And if we had a really long time to talk right now, you'd see why and how too. Or you need to schedule a tour here at the Apocalyptic Ashram Hawkshaven, and I'll kind of show you some ideas of things that you haven't been advertised, but other people in the world are doing. And it's just that they're not popular. And so if you share this video, and right over here, there'll be an opportunity to do that. Or actually, well, there's a subscribe option. But if you go to the video on the bottom of it, you can actually hit the share button too, and then it'll share on other platforms. So anyway, I would give you a namaste hands, but I'm holding the camera. And